was some awesome stuff, and we're live back again here at Reinforce 2022 in Boston, Massachusetts. Sorry there were some IT gremlins, but we're just going to call it the pink-footed platypus because he's raising his head, causing some evil throughout the day. But hey, we overcome challenges that come to us. I am Kyle Dickinson. I'm with the AWS Customer Incident Response Team, and I am with someone very special to me, Robert Saul. Robert,
oh my,
who are you?
Oh my, wow, Kyle. The pink-footed platypus working was beautiful. That was well done. Back here in Boston, the energy downstairs is amazing. Lots of folks having a lot of fun downstairs. My name is Robert Saul. I am the Threat Detection and Incident Response Practice Manager here at AWS. I look after the Customer Incident Response Team. I've been here for about 2 years now, and we've come up with some things that we've learned that are really super important to us to get across to our customers and really start the conversation with you all about security and securing your workloads. But before we get into the segment too much, I just want to take a minute and I want to thank our world-class team of responders. We've got folks all around the world who come to work every day just looking forward to helping you all, our AWS customers, through any security events that they need help with.
Now, Robert, you mentioned you know, the team operates on a particular side of the shared responsibility model. Could you tell us about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So the shared responsibility model, what we find in our security investigations, the shared responsibility model, it's a bridge to ask for help and not a wall. It does not prevent asking for help with incidents. It is really super important, though, that customers know where their responsibilities are on securing their workloads and when to ask for help. When we start talking about the shared responsibility model, it's kind of a language. It makes those communications a little bit easier. Now, through the instances that we've worked, one of the things that we found is that they're not really aware. Some customers are not aware of what their responsibilities are in the model, and through that, we've heard from customers that they absolutely need some support. One thing about this segment you're going to find is hopefully all of these links are making it in. We've had some links on the shared responsibility, the shared responsibility model that have been dropped. We'll wrap it up at the end though if they're not getting put in there. So the shared responsibility model is a key element for you and your workload, and understanding where your security responsibilities are really, really important.
Now, if I recall, you know, there's 3 different types of services really that can be utilized within AWS. You have infrastructure, container, and then abstracted. And depending on which service is being leveraged, the shared responsibility model may shift based on what you're responsible for. You know, abstracted services being the service that AWS is going to be doing most of the heavy lifting for you, but you still have configurations that you need to do to keep your data safe. And then looking at infrastructure services, most common thinking of like EC2 instances, your servers running an operating system that might be hosting a web application or a database application, something that may have been included in maybe like a transformation or a lift and shift over to AWS. That's also commonly found. So also understanding what service that fits is also paramount to understanding what responsibility you have too, because you know, the shared responsibility model, again, is shifting based on the service being used, but it helps outline what the responsibility is for the customer.
Learning those things, and there's on the link that was dropped, there's actually a really good model that goes through those 3 types of services.
Yeah.
You know, and that's some of the education and training we really wanted to focus on this year. You know, one of the key objectives for us, for the team this year in 2022, has been training and has been sharing, you know, information sharing with our customers. We've made some really cool tools available on open source. We've got some really good feedback, you know, that we've actually built from information we've received, you know, doing investigations.
Yeah, and so you're saying that there's security tools that the CERT or Customer Incident Response Team created just based on feedback for customers that need that extra assistance?
Yeah, yeah.
What are some of those tools?
So really there's 4 key ones. You know, one of the first ones that we've built is publicly available incident response playbooks. You know, for some customers, building playbooks can be hard because they're just not quite sure where to start. So what we did is we took some of the most commonly, our commonly found incidents that we investigated, and we built the playbook templates for customers that they can use to kind of to form around their own workloads and their own operations. So we've gotten just fabulous feedback from customers on that. Another one that we've built is CloudSocket that I know you're really familiar with.
Yes.
One of the things we heard from customers is that they had a really hard time testing technical controls inside their AWS accounts. So what we did is taking all that customer feedback. This is AWS. We focus on the customers. We obsess about our customers. Taking that information and building that tool. I think you were part of the CloudSaga team, along with
there are a few of us, and then what's also there was a common theme across all these different tools. So if you need to understand how to build a playbook for when something foul happens in your environment. You're able to look at how you're able to prevent, detect, respond, recover, and that's a theme that we follow. But also looking at the different tools, there's the common security events that we see. So if a customer needs to understand how they could duck around being able to prevent that from happening, they can use Assisted Log Enabler, which is another tool that enables logging. Then they could use CloudSaga to simulate those events to understand, do you have detections that will help you understand if an event is occurring. And then there's the Security Analytics Bootstrap, which is another tool that we've actually been demonstrating here at Reinforce that helps you query these logs. But then rounding it out, the playbook response framework utilizes those tools to help you understand how you could simulate and better prepare that type of event.
Yeah, so you stole the last two from me, but I'm going to cover them just real quick. So the Assisted Log Enabler, as you very well know, great tool as we got because some customers had a really hard time knowing which logs to enable and when.
I'm a little biased. It's a great tool, though.
It is a great tool. And then Athena, the Athena Bootstrap. Actually, we're having another segment tomorrow on Athena Bootstrap.
We are,
I believe, which is great. Super lightweight, super quick way of using organic AWS tools and services to aggregate and do log analysis.
There's actually a builder session happening at Reinforce. There's going to be a repeat tomorrow on how to use all of those open source tools to prevent, detect, respond, recover, and the usage of those tools. So that's happening tomorrow, I want to say around 12:30 Eastern time, but time zones are silly to me. I know. So you mentioned something that I'm very passionate about, but training and content. What is the kind of content that CERT is producing to help our customers start their cloud journeys on how to be more comfortable with security within AWS? Tell me more about that.
So we decided earlier this year that we were going to absolutely double down on what we were communicating and how. When we are working these incidents and we're doing the investigations, trying to figure out what happened, the common theme that came up over and over again is that customers needed help. They didn't know how to do some of these things. Okay. So we turned into three prongs. We were going to release open source tools that we talked about.
Open source tools.
And we were going to crush the airwaves wherever we were. We were going to be talking about the stuff that we're finding and engaging with and interacting with customers about some of the incidents that we see and what they can do to avoid them. So this goes back to and something I know you're keenly familiar with. December 13th through the 17th, 2020, we did 5 episodes on AWS Twitch.
I slept in an airport that night.
You did on the way back from Salt Lake City.
That was not fun.
It was terrible. So we took a very deep dive into the most common security incidents that we see. Protecting IAM credentials, protecting from and recovering from ransomware. We also dove deep into the incident response planning, which is one of the things we heard frequently from customers. And then logs. We did 2 days on logs, how to do it and how to analyze them. We got such a feedback from it. The customer feedback was huge. we decided to turn it on. We do it about twice a month now, and they're coming back in August. The link should be here, AWS Twitch, Safe Room. They're great episodes. They do great things.
I'm also really biased to that because I happen to know the host very well. And I believe coming up in August to kick off season 3, we're going to be talking with someone
Season
from
3, check it out.
Office of the CISO about security culture. We're going to talk about topics including securing, CDK deployments. So there's many ways that we actually receive feedback to create these episodes, and actually that's one of the ways that we generate the ideas of each episode is actually from outreach, from viewers, from customers. Actually, one of the episodes that kind of stemmed this workshop that we're running here at Reinforce was based on a customer saying, I want to know how those tools work. Can you show us? And then, voila, magic.
Yeah.
So
the content. So the third prong to the content that we're talking about. So we had this idea of building these training modules for our team of responders, and then as we were watching these modules kind of develop, one of the things we figured out was, why aren't we just giving this to everyone? So we are. These are. It's on the AWS Workshops portal. The first one has just been released. I think the link should be in there right now. Is where you will install and experiment with some of the common tools and utilities that we use on a daily basis for our investigations. These tools, I can't underscore it enough. These are super important tools that the CERT team uses to investigate incidents. So I'm pretty much assured that they're going to help you, and they're going to help you through any of the security investigations that you
test
might
them
have.
in development or QA first. Don't go live into production.
Yes, that is
Otherwise,
true.
you'll have your boss knocking on your door. Don't ask me.
One
I'll tell you.
real quick thing, Kyle. Today, well, we already did it today, but for tomorrow, like Kyle said, they're hosting a builder session to talk about the tools. Come check it out. The session number is TDR 353.
Yep. And it's also in the East Foyer of the Expo Hall if you're interested and want to check it out. The team's also at the Threat Detection and Incident Response Ask the Expert booth.
They are.
Here at Reinforce, right?
Yeah, we've been staffing the booth all day. Great amount of customers down there. Great questions, too. We had some really interesting head scratchers for us that we're going to go back and research and do some good stuff. So, yeah.
It's always interesting because, we can always try to think about things, but then when you get, all of our customers in the same area that have the same passion about security, it's great to see what we could come up with outside of that. Now, you mentioned new content, new things, especially like new workshop modules. How are ways that someone can stay up to speed of what the CERT is doing in relations to workshops, safe room episodes, maybe even like webinars or trainings, all of that stuff,
Kyle, I'm very glad you asked.
It's almost like I was told to.
Okay, folks, so going to announce something that's a lot of fun and really exciting for us. Because of the hard work from Kyle and Mohammed and Steve, whom you'll see here shortly, and the whole rest of our CERT team, today, and the link should be there right now.
Drum roll, please.
Our first publicly releasable blog is out. So this blog is what we are going to use to communicate directly with customers about trends, about some of the new content that we're developing, and we're going to use it for sort of emergency scenarios too. If we need to reach out and tell the world something that we're seeing that folks need to respond to, that's what we're going to use it for. I'm so excited. I can't tell you how hard the team has worked, because there's a lot of thought that needs to go into this. We need to make sure that we're saying good stuff. We've got good content. And having it go through the approval processes. So we're there. We crossed the finish line, and I'm really excited about it. And again, Kyle, I want to congratulate you and Steve, who you guys will see here shortly, who worked really hard at it. So excited to finally have some direct communication with customers. We're going to do some good stuff.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And it's certainly opened up a lot of communication channels between, security and our customers, especially because with the CERT, we work with all customers, from maybe owning 1 or 2 accounts to thousands of accounts. So we get to hear all the different types of ways that folks need help,
Yeah.
and we look at that way and how can we address everyone as much as possible,
Yeah.
which is awesome. We
Well,
have a very unique point of view.
Yeah, we do. And I was actually telling one of the customers that today. Our point of view is different than most or many that you will hear from, because we interface directly with customers 24/7. That's what we do. That's all this team does. I want to just kind of drill down on something you said. Who do we help? We help everyone, regardless of support level, regardless of size, regardless. We're here to help. Now the next key question is how. Start with the cloud support ticket. If you need to reach us, start with the cloud support ticket. If you are an enterprise premium customer, start with the TAM. Get that ticket cut so that we can come in and we can do anything that we can do in order to give you a hand through the incident. Swoop or zip line in, as many like to say. Yeah, that.
Right.
All right. So what's next for us? Where are we going in August?
Where are we going in August? Aside from crazy,
Yeah.
well, we're going to be in Chicago.
Yeah.
I believe there's a summit happening in Chicago.
There is.
And then shortly after that is reInvent. Who
So excited.
can already believe that reInvent is knocking on the corner?
Oh man, here we go. reInvent.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Gears are all firing off.
So we're doing, but Safe Room in August too.
Safe Room starts up in August again.
We've got
on the second and fourth Friday of each month.
Yeah.
On Fridays from 11 to noon. Actually, right a little bit before AWS On Air now.
We talked a little bit about it at the beginning, but why don't you just give us a rehash of the episodes you've got coming up?
Yeah, so we have security culture with someone from the OCISO, the Office of the Chief Information Security Officer. We have someone from our DevOps practice talking about how to safely and securely deploy an application using CDK.
That's perfect, yeah.
And, I think that's a great way to kind of round up our conversations of, when we're looking at ways to deploy applications using AWS, we want our customers to be as comfortable as possible utilizing AWS. So we provide these different materials and content, and we've been very grateful to have outlets like AWS On Air, so thank you very much. We have the Safe Room and AWS's Twitch team, so we are very excited. And I'm honored to be able to have this opportunity to talk to you and our customers here today at Reinforce in Boston 2022, where it is humid, but you know what, I'll stick with the humidity because I'm having way too much fun.
It's a lot of fun. So just a few more seconds here, folks. Check out the tools that are pasted up there. Reach out if you need help. Again, the shared responsibility model, it is a bridge. It's not a wall. We're here to help you. Check out the blog, and that's the way we're going to be communicating the future.
All right. Thank you very much, Robert.
Yeah.
You have a wonderful day.